South by Southwest.
Live music at the Sundance Music Cafe.
Everything is so fast now. People like click through songs and click on the internet.
It's hard to make it through, and you say
people just don't get music the same way. And it's
all these like little labels and these other bands and different kinds of stations and different new media is just taking over a little bit, you know?
Hey, welcome to Mountain Dew Presents Music at thepalestra.com. I'm Julie Garcia. Coming up on tonight's show, Ben Lee likes an album that came out this year so much he covered it. Kevin Devine gets dropped by Capitol Records and says it's for the best. A local rock critic is buried in swag. And Nick Jones will introduce us to our Mountain Dew Local Artist of the Week.
We have you surrounded. You are in violation of the law, and we will use force to apprehend you.
You're in violation of your face.
I'm not with him. He doesn't mean it. Take him out. Someone's at the door.
You think that's surprising? Get this, Diet Dew has a surprisingly great taste with none of the calories.
You know what they do to puppets in prison?
Hey, welcome back to Music at thepalestra.com. I'm Julie Garcia. Anyone who's been on a job for 15 years would be considered a veteran, an old pro even.
it is a box filled with nothing, and that's the way I like it.
Australian Ben Lee is all that, even at the age of just 30. Lee cut his teeth in the band Noise Addict as a 15-year-old, and on his latest tour, he's doing some of that material.
It's kind of weird, you know, but I look at all these songs, even though I've changed so much, it's one big soup, you know, of emotions and experiences and adventures, and I like to treat it as a continuum, you know, so I notice at some points I don't, I can't stand that album, or I can't stand that album, but basically I try and integrate all of it because it's all me, and some of my fans like those songs, and you know, even as I change, it's sort of, you can learn a lot by going back to some of the old stuff and remember what it was that I was feeling at that age, at that time.
I refuse to go numb.
That's about as much time as Lee will spend in the past. He has a new album out called Ripe and other projects in the pipeline.
I did one album that's going to come out halfway through next year called a mixtape from Ben Lee. And it's 16 new songs I wrote for different people's voices. So Kylie Minogue, Neil Finn, Zooey Deschanel, Nina from the Cardigans, Ian from Gomez, like all these different artists. And, you know, just trying to experiment writing for different people's voices, because you can get just writing for yourself, you know, it's sort of limiting.
You pick the fruit.
And a kids record too.
Pop songs, they are for kids. You know, the way you can tell a hit pop song is if a 5-year-old likes it. So, in a way, it's like a natural transition to want to make an album for kids.
Then there's his song-for-song acoustic cover of Against Me's latest album, New Wave.
Yeah, I just think Against Me are a really interesting band, and both conceptually and musically. You know, I like what they stand for. I like that they're a punk band that's really ambitious and thinks really big, but is also concerned with integrity and not being hypocritical and having a consistency to them. But then I also just think their songs, they're just great pop songwriters. I think they were flattered. I mean, probably flattered and confused. I mean, it was a bit overboard in a way. It was a bit extreme. But in some ways, when you're passionate about something, that's when you have to throw yourself in 100%.
Ben's new video is for the song Love Me Like the World Was Ending.
I wanted it to be fun, but full of passion and like a little danger, you know? So we were trying to work out like, well, what's fun and passionate and dangerous? There was only one natural answer to that, and that's water balloon fights. So this is kind of like, we're set up to be like the Braveheart of water balloon fights.
And here it is, Ben Lee's Love Me Like the World Was Ending.
This is the first day of the future. And all I want is you. I wear a pair of socks you left here.
Bentley wraps up his U.S. tour in California soon. You can download his song-for-song cover of Against Me's new wave album at bentley.com. Coming up on Music at thepalestra.com, lots of great artists have been dropped by major record labels. Few have handled it as well as Kevin Devine.
Want some good seafood mixed with an even better time? Ugly Tuna Saloon in the OSU Campus Gateway. The ultra-casual bar offering never a cover charge live entertainment 7 nights a week. Featuring the outrageous 84-ounce fish bowl. Ugly Tuna Saloon. Fresh fish. Ugly owners.
Goodbye, my almost lover. Goodbye, my hopeless dream.
People.
Songwriter. It makes you wonder about the music business. A label discovers an artist and then signs them.
Just stay.
The record company advances the money to make a record, the label puts the record out, and the label drops the artist 4 months later. So it went for New York singer-songwriter Kevin Devine. His stint with Capitol Records was short, but he's not complaining.
I got to meet some incredible people. I made a record I'm really happy with in a different way than I've ever made a record before, like a proper studio with an outside producer. I worked with somebody I respect a lot. You know, Rob Schnapp made the record, and he did all these Elliott Smith records, and Beck, and just someone I grew up listening to stuff he worked on. So my expectations were more than met just by getting to walk through that door.
My name's Kevin Devine. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for sticking around.
And making that record, Put Your Ghost to Rest with Rob Schnapp, was grad school for Devine.
I learned a lot working with him about singing, about arrangements, about, and just, I don't know, not to be cheesy, Rob would blanch and be totally embarrassed if he saw this, but he's an awesome guy. I made a friend out of it, and I learned a lot about how to exist in this world, this music thing, and not be like swallowed whole by it. And I'm grateful for him for that.
This was never a mistake. This was never a mistake.
For Devine, Put Your Ghost to Rest is a time capsule.
It's a record about a very specific cross-section of time in my life and trying to figure out what relationships are healthy and which ones are not. And there's a lot of stuff about personal and political things that you're just trying to kind of figure out. I'm just trying to figure out how to make sense of the world all the time, you know. And there just seemed like it seemed listening to the content of the songs, trying to figure out a name for it. It seemed like that kind of caught it all.
From Put Your Ghost to Rest, here's Kevin Devine.
I found my fickle friend out in the alleyway. He said, you don't look so good. I said, hey doc, that's great. We started practicing. I never got the note. So let's shake and trade. Let's be on our way. Let's go, go. Here we are again, inside your neon shrine, sharing a chopping block beneath embarrassed light that tries to hide from us. It tucks itself away, so we both grab hold and say, no, you don't. Just stay, just stay. Racing towards the one mistake that locks me in my place. Judgment call that justifies the smirk stuck on my face. My crooked life scared straight and stiff by the last wrong turn I'll take. But I'm not there yet to compare my pet. Let's play, let's play. sweat, I feel like someone else is writing all of this. Someone I still can't believe. When I mop my brow, set my pen back down. Still me, it's just still me. See, I'm grabbing at a feeling now that I can't ever name. Signposts to remind me how I wanted her this way. And you say it's pretty, but you hate yourself. You let me dead. And I say I sing like this, it sounds worse than it is. I'm okay, okay. Okay, okay. I'm okay, okay. I'm okay, okay. So just stay, just stay. Stay, just stay. I'm okay, okay. So just stay, just stay, just stay, just stay for me, just stay for me. Thank you so much.
Kevin Devine is wrapping up 2007 in Europe with the great roots rock band Lucero. Keep up with Devine on his MySpace page. Coming up on music@thepalestra.com. Dispatch writer Aaron Beck shows off his swag.
Randy sends us Christmas cards just to keep us in the loop of what he's doing every year.
You're messing with the wrong guy.
We're up to 1 million hits. Sweet.
Hi, I'm Dawn Durka.
Yeah, I'm on.
Columbus Dispatch writer Aaron Beck has collected some pretty interesting promotional junk from the music industry over the years.
He got on the phone and said, I've been on hold for 10 minutes. This music is terrible you have on the hold. You need to change that. So we talked for a half an hour, and I thought, this is all the Billy Joel I really ever need to hear. And he said, I'll call you back. I said, what are you talking about? He called me back that night, and he's making dinner with his girlfriend and kids, and I'm not writing a book, Billy Joel. That was really strange to be there at night, like 8 o'clock, before he was going on stage. So I forget what city he was in, but to hear Paul McCartney call, and I'm talking to Paul McCartney, and he's asking me about my name and why I was named Aaron, and things. I don't know, Bible, I guess, who knows? He was asking me as many questions as I asked him, and I hung up, and I thought, that's Paul McCartney, bizarre. Everyone warned me about getting in a van with Jerry Wick. He's crazy and all this. He was the best. He was so funny. And he had such great stage presence, too. He's just professional. I helped haul gear, yeah. Wait for Jerry to dye his hair black in hotel sinks and stuff like that. I remember waking up in the van and just beautiful, scene outside of the van near Mount Shasta in Northern California. And Jerry woke up. He had bronchitis, but he's still every night doing the same thing, doing it really well. And he just woke up and said, Mountains, great. Just went back to sleep. Randy sends us Christmas cards just to keep us in the loop of what he's doing every year. And usually he's in the snow, it looks like, with this white-haired woman, who I think is his mom or his wife, I'm not sure.
You can read Aaron Beck in the Columbus Dispatch or dispatch.com. Coming up on music at thepalestra.com, Nick Jones introduces us to our Mountain Dew Local Artist of the Week.
Adobe Gill is the gathering spot for food, fun, and live entertainment.
Welcome back to music at thepalestra.com. Nick Jones has our Mountain Dew Local Artist of the Week.
Thanks, Julie. Columbus All Rockers Miranda Sound are just beginning work on their new album with producer John Chin. The band was kind enough to invite us in on the ground floor. For the follow-up to their last album, Western Reserve, the band has altered their approach.
Usually we approach it from a live band kind of scenario and just come in and crank out all the things together. Now we're taking a little bit of time, like a day a song roughly, and playing it a little more loose so that we can maybe be more creative while we're here versus prep time.
And behind the console, an old friend, John Chin at Chin's Wall Street Studios.
We trust his ears so much that we don't have to worry about that part. We just worry about us taking care of the things that we play. So it's good to not have to worry about that.
For Miranda Sound, it's nice to be moving on with a new record after an onstage mishap this past summer. During a show, Billy Peak did what he does, jumps around on stage, only this time ramming his scalp into a metal pole.
When I was bleeding profusely from my head, and the song ended and no one knew what happened, and I just was seeing spots, and I was looking at the crowd, and it was hot. It was so hot.
And your girlfriend said, "Billy's bleeding." And she like made eye contact with me, and I'm like, "What?" And I look over, and he's got this big trail, like a rooster tail down the back of his head.
Getting carried away and into metal objects by the music is part of Miranda Sound. With two guys in the band now parents, Pete found himself inspired to write a song with the title Sleep Fighting. It's about life in Miranda Sound contrasted with growing up.
The idea behind the song is almost a little bit like Sean and Dan having kids and some of our other great friends having kids, and we're watching people that I grew up with in college and people that I've seen do some crazy things who now have kids, and I don't know, it's just so crazy to see everybody grow up, but everybody's amazing. They're amazing parents, and everybody's roles are changing, but they're still the beautiful people that I knew in a different light.
I wish they would have told me what the lyrics are about. I wouldn't have done this song at all. Yeah.
A music at thepalestra.com exclusive, here's Miranda Sound and the recently recorded Sleep Fighting.
Come to the scene, take a deep breath. All these dilettantes are your parents' friends, and these neighborhoods, they're a canvas. We bring you up with so much love. Just don't look like me when you're 31. When merriment is a draw that's fleeting. You're fighting. You are sleep fighting. Best fights yet to come. You're fighting. You are sleep fighting.
Miranda Sound are working toward a spring or very early summer release for their as yet untitled new album. Keep up with the progress at mirandasound.com. Back to you, Julie.
That does it for this week's edition of Mountain Dew Presents Music at thepalestra.com. I'm Julie Garcia. See you next week.